99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All righty, so time here on SVG, it is 7:45, and at this time we are standing by to connect with Kingsley DeFreitas. So Kingsley, as you are hearing us, you can go right ahead and call us at this time. All right, so just to note that we are standing by to connect with Mr. Kingsley DeFreitas. All right, so just a reminder that at this time we are standing by to receive a call from Mr. Kingsley DeFreitas. So Kingsley, feel free to go right ahead and call us at this time. All right, so we will continue with our Activated Mornings program. And Kingsley can always call while we are
talking.
Right, while we are talking. All right, so yes, you have in studio Dianna Cain and myself, Roleza Samuel, and we are your Activated Morning hosts for today. All right, so let's quickly jump into that topic that the police officer was speaking on, which is in relation to persons driving across the bridge. And I don't know, boy, it is just one of those things where, are we speaking to children?
I know, right?
Are we speaking to children who don't hear very well? Are we speaking to toddlers who may not have a full appreciation and understanding of things? Do we always need to be repeating things?
Especially in matters of safety and your own safety, you know, and I heard the officer repeat the things. The man talk like if he's frustrated, like he's fed up, and I honestly feel the same, because why do we always have to be having the same conversations about driver? Big adult, I don't know that they give license to children, you know, as you're saying, big adults, and people have to be saying this over and over. How the people could put something there to tell you, you know, a certain what height you can pass, and you mash up the thing. I mean,
all right. So reading this from Eyewitness News, titled "Heavy Trucks Put Arnos Vale Bridge at Risk of Collapsing." So Eyewitness News article says the bridge linking the VG highways to the tarmac at Arnos Vale is at risk for collapsing if trucks continue to ignore the tonnage limitation, says Transport and Works Minister Montgomery Daniel. Daniel said on NBC Radio that the structural integrity has been compromised for some time. He said that the Office of the Chief Engineer, together with the police, decided to protect the public by posting a sign saying that trucks heavier than 2 tons were barred from using the bridge. However, in June, as Cricket's World Cup came to SVG, the police took further actions by placing a metal bar across the road at a height of 9 feet, indicating that vehicles beyond a certain weight and height could not enter the bridge. Just over 1 week, that bar was torn down by a 10-ton truck. Mind you, they put a sign saying that trucks heavier than 2 tons were not supposed to pass, all right? But a 10-ton truck passed. Daniel said, adding that the police caught the culprit who decided to replace the bar. Just a few days ago, the bar was replaced, and in a matter of days again, another truck came through and tore that bar down. Daniel said that when he inquired, the police told him that the driver who was in custody had said that he did not see the bar. So you ain't see the ban, you ain't see the sign. All right. Right. So, well, if that is the case, the police need to ensure that vision is part of the driving test for all of us on a yearly basis. All right, so I'm not going to go into any further detail with regards to this, but I think that it is quite ridiculous at this point that persons don't recognize that it is for safety, as Dianna indicated. All right, it is a safety concern. The bridge was built several years ago, and it was never really, as far as my understanding goes, it was never really to accommodate that heavy load of vehicular traffic, right? And if heavier vehicles such as trucks were to pass over this, especially on a repeated basis, it's going to weaken the integrity of the bridge. Is it a case that we are going to wait until something happens? And of course, I don't want to say this because we don't ever want to see human life at risk as well as property at risk, because your vehicle would come as part of your property, right? An asset at risk. But I also have to ask, wonder, what seriously the police doing, right? Because for me, I would think, okay, maybe put a camera there so that you at least monitor to see how often trucks are passing, right? You have somebody monitoring that. Or would it be too much to have a police officer stationed there? Right now, really and truly, you don't necessarily want to have a police officer stationed there all the time. But at least for persons to realize that this is a serious matter, have that police officer stationed there, at least in the first instance, instances, however long that period of time might be, but it's just ridiculous to me to see that we have to be talking about this. Police has to be talking about this. Police try to put a measure in place by putting a bar above for persons, for trucks of a certain height not to pass, because height might also indicate weight of the vehicle, and persons are just blatantly doing what they want.
See it. I couldn't read it. Yeah, it's ridiculous because sometimes we don't remember these kind of things. If we were to fast forward a bit now, and this bridge damage and some sort of unfortunate incident, I could see a headline saying the bridge was collapsing, or the bridge was this, and what was the government? Sometimes the government would end up getting blamed for things that we could have dealt with ourselves. We could have, I'm puzzled. I'm puzzled because the sign is there. They know that they're not supposed to be doing this. Why would you still do this? When I have to talk about these officers, listen, y'all have your work cut out for you. I believe that they're going to have to do a lot more, because as it relates to the road and the use of the road and the driver on the road, there's just too much going on. And I don't know, but y'all have your work cut out for you, and some serious measures probably are going to have to be put in place. Because as Roleza is saying, get a police officer there. We probably can't have that all the time, but something had to be done other than us talking. This.
All right, let's say the call. Yeah. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, morning.
I am here.
You are live, yes.
Oh, tell a lovely young lady that we can't just go around fixing bridges and walking on the country like that. That's illegal. If we see a road damage, we can't go and pave the road.
Well, I never said to go and do that, obviously.
Somebody mentioned that a bridge was breaking down and we complain about things that could fix themselves. We can't just go fixing the bridges.
No, when I said things fix themselves, I meant it. They're not literally like fix the bridge. I mean issues, deal with issues. That's not...
Okay. Understood. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I think, okay. So even by extension, I think that there is a bigger issue here at play, which has to relate to, okay, we could take the call now. Hi, caller, morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Now that first caller is a perfect example of folks not paying attention. Had he been listening to what you guys are saying, he would make this call at all. At least not in that nature. But on a different issue, I'm extremely disappointed this morning the very first time since listening to you ladies on WEFM. Today, November the 11th, in the free world, is being acknowledged as Veterans Day. It's a day when we remember the millions who died for a war they did not create. And there's no mention at all. I mean, not even one song played in memory of those who fell. Now, there was a memorial service yesterday at the cenotaph, the Iron Man, as you call it. But that's a memorial service. But today it's been acknowledged, November the 11th, throughout the free world. It's never too late for a shower of rain. I know you guys like to hit up Mr. Google. If you could at least make a mention this morning, because...
But Joshua, you are on, so you can go ahead and make the mention.
Yes, but I am not WEFM. WEFM is not. I'm not. As a matter of fact, I might be making this call in violation of your rights. Let us remember those who died. Our people died. I call it, well, not uselessly, because they claim that Hitler would have overtaken the world. These people gave their lives so that we could be free today to talk. Hamilton could be free, and Joshua could be free. Dave could be free. All these people died so that we could enjoy this freedom. So let us pause this morning. And I'd like to have Mr. Hamilton speak to this.
All right. So one thing I would say to this, Joshua, so this is something that you remembered because it's of significance to you, right? And I'm not saying that the day is insignificant to us, but I suppose that there are times when we have a certain, maybe affinity to certain things, or certain things we have grown up knowing that they're going to be remembered more significantly in our minds. I'm sorry, but really and truly that I did not remember this day. And there's nothing wrong with if you remembered for you to bring it up. But I suppose having the same expectation of us remembering is a little, I have a little bit of a difference of opinion here, right?
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. When I was a child, this is like since Moses left the ark. Around this time, in all the schools, we had what was called Poppy Day.
Mm-hmm.
There was that awareness where children knew. But nowadays, I was surprised when you told me this morning that it's not a holiday in St. Vincent.
But
so I'm not blaming you. If you don't, yes. It used to be back in my time.
Okay.
So I am not blaming you guys. If you don't know, you don't know. It is very sad. Again, I'm not blaming you because, like I say, you don't know. I know if you guys were aware of it, you would have been banging it all over the place this morning. So maybe you could just hit Mr. Google after I come off and just get a little bit of what is what here, because Vincentians died. And I'll say this and go off. That Iron Man, I've always advocated ever since I was there, that thing should be taken down and something erected to commemorate the Vincentians who died there. That image represents some white Englishman someplace, the Iron Man. That should be taken down altogether.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
So again, ladies, I'm not blaming you.
No, we understand. We understand. But that is one of the things where I am so appreciative of the diverse age range of listeners here at WEFM, because when it is that we don't know certain things, the older listeners would come in and tell us, right? And so for us as well, there are things that are happening within our lives or our generation that you guys, the older ones, would not know. So, it's just for us to educate, inform, and remind each other, so.
There's a little poem we used to say in school, children of the empire, your brothers all, children of the empire, answer to the call. Your fathers fought and died. That's something that we learned as kids, but you guys probably never even heard of this.
Nope.
And we have to remember those who gave their lives to give us the freedom we enjoy today. Have a great day, ladies.
All right. Thanks, Joshua. All right. So even as Joshua raised this, Poppy Day was like a big thing when I was going to school.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
You would be wearing a lot of poppies. People would be buying poppies, even if you didn't know what it's about, but you're decorating your clothing or your uniform with poppies. But to this day, he's saying that Poppy Day Remembrance service was yesterday. And I hardly saw anybody wearing poppies. So I suppose this is why as well too it did not come to my mind or our memories. So
It's getting less and less.
yeah.
Less and less.
Yeah. So all right.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, just to wrap up, but we would have to have a separate conversation with regards to this. So number one, truck drivers do not drive over the bridge, right? If you are more than 2 tons, do not drive over the bridge. But I suppose, as I was starting to say, that there has to be a wider discussion with regards to our roads here in SVG. A car boat was in the port yesterday, right? Which means that there are more vehicles coming to the island.
Yes.
Can our roadways facilitate these additional vehicles that are coming into the country? All right. Where are these vehicles going to drive? Can we create extra lanes? Somehow create extra lanes. You know, we see already that there's a significant traffic situation on the windward side. It's going to reach the leeward side eventually. And additionally, and I have to say it every time I'm talking about leeward roads, leeward side needs another alternative road. We need another alternative road. We cannot wait and risk something happening, especially, let's say, to a dignitary staying at Sandals Resort. We cannot risk them being delayed and holding up in traffic, etc., for there to be serious consideration given to an alternative road on the leeward side. Right? Morning, Doc. All right, so at this time, we are going to jump out of this segment, and the time here in SVG is quickly approaching 8:02, and our time check came